So, part two, I have two techniques that, well, not two, but I have one workbook that is guided towards where we think that we want to externalize and talk to. I put it as gods because it's good practice, but it could be anything. It could be your inner child. It could be your, people would think it's your higher self, but it's like usually more than that. It could be an alien. It could be all that stuff, right? But what we don't realize is a lot of the time, not all the time, most of the time, all the time, it is you. Because this process, this is one I'm going to talk about. The process and why people don't get good responses. Like when I was a child, for example, and I wanted to talk to, I don't know, God, for example. What happens is you don't get to have a conversation with them because you have not put a piece of yourself in there. I say this all the time. People have the most beautiful altars to a god. And I'm like, okay, so where's you in there? Where's what you like to do? Like, what are you bringing to the table? So even if you don't do an altar, even if it's just a question, there's why I'm starting with this is because I'm going to talk about automatic writing. You have to bring something to the table. And if you don't, and you worship and you say that this is outside of me and they're not here, you're not going to get a contact, because the whole point is you need to build a bridge. And that's why the name of the workbook is Building a Bridge to the Gods. I'll show them at the end. There are in, the thing, if you go to my profile, it's there. Both are there. But I'll show them at the end after. So that's one. So the workbook has the history of what actual, the type of gods people usually want to talk to. There's so many different types, not types as in stories and lore and different energies, but there's different types as in what their function is. There's a type where they are of this matrix. There's a type where they're primarily celestial. There is a type where they're known as gods and angels and demons. They don't even want me to say it. They are known as angels and demons, but they don't want to be named like that anymore. And they've merged even the things, the attributes humans gave them as angels and demons, they've merged back into there. And by the way, there's all different types of angels and demons too, so that is a different thing in itself. But as a deity or an energy that's going to chat with you, for example. And mostly it is you. So it's like a cocktail. So I won't say too much because then I won't be able to talk about automatic writing. But the workbook has like the history of some of them, the ones that usually like people want to contact. And then the next is full of questions to ask yourself and to try out, right? Detailed. The other workbook is the automatic writing workbook. Automatic writing, I have never ever talked to one person. I've talked to random people, like people who would never want to do anything spiritual, or people who are extremely religious and like whatever. Every single person, and they are chatty in their mind, everything, because that's natural. They can do automatic writing. And I have had the, I guess, honor of receiving many messages of people showing me what they have gotten from their automatic writing. And it's like poetry. It's beautiful because it's coming from them mixed with another energy, or that energy that they thought was extra and not them, they found out is them. So when you're doing this, it is different to praying, meditation, and that, because it's still the same process and you can still use meditation and praying the same way. But the reason for doing automatic writing is it's just like what you do in everyday life. So it's not about exploring other layers. You can, if you want to, you can ask about the layers. But it's more analytical and obvious and I almost want to say primal, but it's not. It's like it's very grounded. It's very grounded. It's very of this reality and this earth. It's very, hardcore stuff, right? So when I'm a mess, I have tons of triggers going on and stuff like that. I still want to talk to my energies. I still want to help people. I still want to get my SHIT together. I still want all those things, right? So you got to have something, right? Like, obviously, if you go to meditate, I was actually saw it live today where people are talking about, oh, I can't do anything. Like, they were these practitioners, I can't do anything when, no, you can, and you should be helping yourself. So they're saying that they can't get any information when they're feeling emotional or whatever. That is the perfect time to get information about yourself. Because if you take those opportunities, those triggers and tower moments and emotions that are coming up and being wild, that's the perfect time to clear up. And when I say clear, you don't get rid of, you transform and you alchemize those things. So nothing goes away. There's no getting rid of. That's a weird human thing where you think you get rid of stuff. It's not possible. Nothing can get rid of. You can just transform it. So unfortunately, those wounds, they don't, not unfortunately, but they're still there. They're always going to be there. You're still going to have triggers. But the difference is, how do you feel about those triggers? Are you like, oh, hello, old friend, I'm so sorry that, you're still feeling that way, but we're okay here, right? And then you like comfort that version of you. Or you could still be getting triggered and not even know that it's a version of you that you need to merge and transform, you know. So anyway, with automatic writing, it's more about you letting yourself do it. And it will feel silly at first, the thought of it, but I'm not even kidding. Every single person, there's not one person that has not been able to do this. And I have a workbook, and I will show that at the end, and it's called the Mystical Tools book. So there's that one. There is a Patreon, I'm sorry, not Patreon, Pinterest scrying, which is a way to find images and put them together in a way so that you can do an energy reading of yourself right now, like what your energy is going through, because people are constantly seeking outside themselves to ask people and to see all these things and going, oh, I feel this too. No, you yourself decided that that's the way you're going to find out your information. But if you keep thinking in your head that you need to keep going outside to see what everybody else is feeling, you're going to keep getting it that way, not because that's the way to get it or that's how you get it. It's because that your energies pull that from those collectives. So let's say someone's doing tarot readings and they're giving really cool readings and stuff like that. They're going to do it for a specific vibe, genre of whatever's going on. And they say collectives, but it's that. It's needs, hopes, wants, desires. So if you need something and you think you have to get it externally, that video will come onto your For You page because your energies will find that thing that you asked, because that's the way that you'll listen. Doesn't mean that that is the only way. And so this is what I'm trying to help people with, is that it's not the actual thing, it's you. It's you deciding, okay, I like to get things on my For You page. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but you need to know that you are deciding this. So with automatic writing, I think that you need to do a combination of the two. You should do automatic writing and you should do some kind of meditation. By the way, meditation can happen when you're awake. You don't have to do the closing eyes one. You can. That's for going really deep if you want. But if you're already having this, meditation can literally be writing out what you were triggered by today and getting to the root cause. That's a type of meditation because you're exploring that external, it's not really external. It's the shallow parts of ourselves, the wounds. Like you have a wound on your skin, it's the outside, but it's still you. And so to be able to see those deep layers really well, like having a really clear glasses, you need to work on that prescription at your own pace when those things come up, when it's relevant. But automatic writing can be used to talk to energies. It can be used to talk to, I can just say, why do I feel gross like that? That could be the title. But anyway, it's in that book, and there's more than just that. There's all kinds of things in there. So have a look. I even mentioned the different ones in the description.